Well, hello once again, all you beautiful angels, and thank you for joining me on this fine Friday. It's January 20th, 2023. My name is Lenny Hernandez, and we've got a great show in store for you today. We're taking a look at Arrow Senior Living's Acts of Service and its inspiration, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. For the second year in a row, communities are planning their service calendars, so we're going to check them out, and we're going to go into why this project is just so important. So let's not waste any more time, and let's just get to the good stuff, shall we? Welcome to Arrow Nicely News. Before we get into the Acts of Service calendar, let's talk about the origins of our project, Martin Luther King Jr. Dr. King believed that words without action were meaningless. You had to follow up on the things you said with actual work, or the words were hollow and performative. So when Martin Luther King Day was proposed, those who knew the man insisted that it not just be a gesture, but that it had to have meaning behind it as well. Coretta Scott King once said of Martin Luther King Day that the holiday must be substantive as well as symbolic. It must be more than a day of celebration. Let this holiday be a day of reflection, a day of teaching nonviolent philosophy and strategy, a day of getting involved in nonviolent action for social and economic progress. As such, Martin Luther King Day is the only federal holiday that is designated by Congress as a national day of service. A day on, not a day off. The U.S. Department of Interior even offers suggestions such as helping clean or fix a local community center, sending meals through a delivery service, serving as a mentor, or even donating money to a charitable cause. Arrow Senior Living is taking this idea to heart and spreading out the acts of service beyond Martin Luther King Day, beyond the week, and even beyond the month. Arrow Senior Living, for the second year in a row, is taking the service through the entire year. Last year, Arrow communities created their first Acts of Service calendars, detailing the ways that they were going to reach out and help those in need throughout the year. Now, if you've been following Arrow Nicely News, which I know you all have been, you likely saw some of our reporting on the Acts of Service, including last April the 14th. The Township Senior Living collected hygiene products to put together care packages for Safe to Sleep. Safe to Sleep provides emergency overnight shelter for women in the Springfield area. They offer women in need with meals, showers, a bed to sleep in, and an atmosphere of dignity and compassion. Vitalia Active Adult Community Solon made traditional red envelopes with surprises for memory residents, children, and grandchildren for Chinese New Year. The Kent Ridge Senior Living collected and organized toiletries to deliver to the Haven of Rest Ministries. Haven of Rest is a nonprofit organization that provides social services to homeless men, women, and children. Or maybe you even saw us on June 17th. Gentry Park Senior Living in Bloomington, Indiana collected donations and delivered them to the Middle Way House, an organization working to empower survivors of domestic violence, human trafficking, and sexual assault. An important cause and an organization that Gentry Park was proud to be able to help with. The Boulevard Senior Living in Wentzville, Missouri welcomed Hope Seeds to the community and assisted their cause by packing coriander seeds that will be sent abroad to help improve nutrition of those in need across the world. The community also prepared sack lunches for the Agape Ministry of Warren County to help their mission to fight hunger. Or maybe you even saw us on, you know what, you get the point, okay? All last year, our communities were busy helping those in need and improving their local towns and cities. And our campaign of service was such a success that we're doing it again this year. Dale Benfield stopped by Hudson Grand Senior Living to check out one of their planning sessions where resident volunteers collaborated with Resident Services Director Allison Grimes to plan their year of service.
Next month, so we're doing a sock drive. Next month, we're going to be doing an animal supply drive. So we're going to be collecting animal food, treats, dog toys, cat toys, blankets, stuff like that. In March, We're going to do appreciation cards for the employees. September, I'm thinking we do a food drive, do the Alzheimer's walk come November. November, we'll do the Alzheimer's walk.
To learn more about what communities are planning and how last year's events went, I sat down with Heather Maxon, the Resident Services Director at the Parkway Senior Living, and Kellie Duran, the Resident Services Director at the Princeton Senior Living, along with a few of their incredible residents. How did the meeting for this coming year go?
It went really great. We had a lot of feedback from 2022 and talking about what we did and what the residents liked and did not like and wanted to do for 2023.
My suggestion was that perhaps, because I know that most of the ladies know how to cook and bake, that we might have a bake sale and we might, take the profit and give it to. I like the idea of helping this community. I really like that idea. But I'm not opposed to helping others too. But I think charity begins at home. And so we should start with that.
And our granddaughter really appreciated the books that they presented her, and she shared them with everybody, of course, in her building. So it wasn't just a, gift to one person. She shared them with everybody there. And
At her school, right?
At her school. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But she's excited about getting the books again this year, so.
It's gone really well. At the beginning of 2022 was our first time doing it. So, Martin Luther King Jr. Day of 2022, they were kind of like, we're doing this every month. Like, I don't really get it. So we started out small, that was like, hey, let's do something in-house with, rolling the silverware and helping out departments in Parkway. And then we went to a coat drive. So that gave them a chance, to clean out closets and things like that. So I think we just started with little baby steps until they got used to it that, hey, we're having a flyer of what we're doing every month and Heather's going to talk about it all the time and we're just going to get used to it and that's the way life is.
Coats, blankets, anything to keep people warm. So that's always, people are always have that need. And there are other things that go on around here. We collect, we keep our plastic bags. It's not listed here exactly, you don't want that, but plastic bags because one of the churches weaves them into mats to keep homeless people up off the ground.
Yeah.
And so, we do what we can.
What I'm looking forward to most would be getting more into the Blue Springs area. We did a lot of outreach in Kansas City last year. And one of the things the residents brought up was getting into locally into Blue Springs. So we talked a lot about getting in touch with some of the schools and working with Blue Springs School District or kids programming and senior programming in Blue Springs specifically.
The biggest thing that I think is top of our list for why acts of service is so important is just building that relationship with the Lee Summit community, making sure that we are getting out there, helping in any way, shape, or form. I want our community to be known for what we stand for and that we are an open community, willing to help. Just like, with Sunset Valley and our partnership with them, we went there they invited us for their Christmas program. We were able to go there. It was a great opportunity to interact, not with just the students, but the staff as well. Making sure that we're inviting them to things like Arrow Story Corner. So, if the parents, if it's raining or dreary, they have a place to take their kids on the weekends, and it's free. It doesn't cost anything. It's educational. I don't know if you've read any of the books, but they are super phenomenal. I read them to my own children. And just like donating to Wayside Waves, making sure that those animals in the shelter have their towels and, a place that's warm for them to stay until they get adopted. Going out to the community, making sure that the nurses know how appreciative we are of them, and even the nurses here in our own community. So acts of service may look different. It may look something just, thanking our service staff here at the Princeton, or it may look like going out to the local firehouse and thanking them for, because when we call 911, that's who comes here, making sure they know how much we appreciate everything that they do for us and our community.
We collected towels to give to veterinarians for their dogs and cats they handle. We have taken up collection for water bottles that we took to firemen. I actually like that one the best because the firemen were so appreciative, and it was just a nice, calm thing to do, I guess.
Yeah.
I have a couple of actually cooking aprons that I have turned now into bibs. And I have a personal project for service, and what I'm doing is within our community here at Princeton. And I use these down in the memory care unit. And what they involve is sewing a top on a towel.
When we did the food drive back in September for National Food Drive Month, we had, I think, filled 3 or 4 shopping carts full of non-perishable foods that our residents from all 3 neighborhoods donated, and some just donated cash as well. But when we went to Abundant Life Food Pantry here in Lee Summit, the lady was like in tears because I was like, I'm gonna need more carts, and she was just, we were, it was everything from macaroni to, all kinds of food for their pantry. So that was really neat.
I think everybody enjoys doing it and helping each other and helping out and helping the community, and so it's a great thing. The assistant living, Michael, it was a lot of fun. So yeah, it was a great project.
The big thing is just raising money, and then we have a partnership with Sunset Valley Elementary School here in Lee Summit, and we plan on going to the school and gifting them with that money to help pay off children's school lunches that maybe their parents can't afford to pay off that lunch, or anything along those lines.
Thank you so much to everyone for taking the time to tell me all about your calendars. It looks like you all have some incredible things planned for this year, and we can't wait to see how they will turn out. Everyone out there, be sure to follow your community social media pages to stay up to date with how they are doing out there in the world, because it's going to be great. Now, all communities are participating, so even though most weren't featured in our stories today, they will be out there doing good things in the world, so follow along. And just maybe you'll be inspired to do some service yourself, just as, Dr. King would have wanted. And that will do it for today's episode of Arrow Nicely News. Parting is such sweet sorrow, but we will be together again soon in just 7 short days. So don't miss me too much, all right? Have a wonderful weekend, an even better week, and we will see you all next Friday. How many times do I wave to you guys? It's so many times. Yeah, bye.